Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa has some great news. We have, after a decade of waiting, a brand new international master. I mean, he's international master elect, but he will be an international master. I'm, of course, talking about Caleb Levitan. We're going to look at the article right now. Let me make sure I click to the right tab. This is him. In a fantastic news from the chess world, South Africa's own Caleb Levitan. Oh my gosh, he's South African and I can't even pronounce his name. Has become an international master of chess at only 14 years of age. He is the first international master from South Africa to be recognized in over a decade and only the 10th from South Africa. You can see here from the FIDE CEO, Caleb's achievement is really meaningful. It speaks volumes about his potential, which was noticeable already a few years back. Caleb has participated in several camps and training sessions, as well as championships organized by FIDE. South Africa is on its way to having a new grandmaster after a long hiatus, and FIDE is happy about that. And from that, we go to this. We go to some of his games. This is the first time he beat a grandmaster. It's on his account. You can see he's a FIDE master at the time. It's the first GM he beat, and he's an E4 player. That's what we know. Here it was D6. We had takes, and we had this Sicilian. I mean, there's not much to say. This is all theory. Oh, sorry, my computer's lagging a little bit. E6, Bishop B3, Bishop E7, castles, Knight A5. Bishop e3, knight takes b3, pawn takes b3. So he's given up the bishop pair here, but he's fine. It's level, castles, f4, a6, f5, e5, knight drops back, b5, bishop g5, bishop g7, bishop takes f6, and knight d5. So we're playing bishops versus knights. He's playing this kind of different endgame. Rook c8, pawn c3, rook c5, b4, rook c4, knight drops back. We give up the bishop for the pawn, and we're not giving up the rook just yet, but now white's better. Rook h4 is a mistake. Queen f3, bishop e7, the knight jumps forward, and this is a really horrible position for black. This bishop is encapsulated in a tomb. The white knight is very powerful, and sooner or later, that black rook, it's offside, it's going to be trapped. We now move our pieces to where we want them, and we trap the black rook. It has to give itself up. We first give away our knight to get the rook. So we're now up the exchange, and even though the rook can go here, blocking the queen from getting access, we can play rook e4, and then we can play rook e1, rook e4. The rook drops back, but we go here, and we're just going to be winning some pawns. We give up the rook, force a rook trade, and this is completely winning for white, and he goes on to deliver checkmate and defeats his first grandmaster. This is the most recent game he's got against the grandmaster, or the most recent win he's got. Again, e4. He's an e4 player. If it loads. Oh my gosh, my computer's freezing. Okay, there it is. It's materializing. Okay, there we go. e4, c5, knight f3, d6. So it's the same kind of Sicilian again. Oh my gosh, what is happening with my computer? Okay, maybe I should close some tabs. Okay, we close some tabs. Okay, d4, cd4, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, knight f6, knight c6, etc. So this is the same position we had. Now he plays bishop to c4 again. We get queen b6, a different move. Takes, and he drops the bishop back. He really likes the structure. We hit the queen a couple times. We also go after the fianchetto bishop, castles, h4, bishop e6. You can see he very much likes this attacking style. And we get the queen in. We win a pawn. We defend our king, drop the queen back. Oh, how nice is this move, though? This is why you are GM. Knight f5 is a mistake, though, and white is better. This bar should shoot up. I think I'm going too quickly for Stockfish to realize what's going on. Nope. Yeah, knight f5 is a mistake because of queen d3, which gets played. And you can see he's down on time in this particular endgame, but it doesn't seem to matter because he plays with such a confidence. And he goes on very quickly. Now, in a time scramble, under time pressure, constantly, we get to trade queens, and we win a couple pawns, trade knights. And now he's in a rook endgame with 3 seconds versus 22, makes luft for his king, and just plays a very, very king e5, king e6, and we get here. We sack the rook to go here, and he just wins this rook endgame against a grandmaster. But these are kind of low-rated grandmasters who might be a bit old. You will see 2667, the previous one 2721. But here's his best win, 2901. GM Vyšavtias from, where's that, Lithuania. This is his best win, e4, c5. I didn't mean to have it, but Sicilians, he's really good. Knight c3, but now a different kind of Sicilian, with knight c6, I move to knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, knight c3, g6, castles, bishop g7, rook e1, castles, d3, knight d4. Sorry about that. Yes, so knight d4. Knight takes d4, c d4, and then knight e2, e5, all principled stuff. We first get a4, then after d5 takes, we get our knight out to g3, bishop to e6, and now bishop c4. Black is slightly better here, and this f5 gets played, and black is really, really looking very good here. Why can't I get rid of this? Why is it still highlighted? There we go. Okay, queen f3, queen d7, bishop d2, a6, a5, rook fe8, rook a3. So you can see what he wants. Men want one thing. Like, Caleb is not subtle in any way. Rook left, he wants to attack. Bishop f7. And you're playing a grandmaster. I don't know if he knew at the time. He might have had, like, something else. That knight's under pressure because the pawn behind it is also under pressure. But you can't really take it because if it takes, I take with the bishop. And then I fork you, which is really nasty. So we can't take the knight at the moment. h4 is not a good move. Here it's already difficult. Black is already better. But there are two moves that the engine kind of things hold a little bit for you. One of them is queen d1, which I don't think any human plays. The other one is knight f1, which might be playable because you can kind of see what you want in the future. But anyway, we get h4. And now e4, very critical move here from black. Takes, rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes check, bishop takes, and rook takes. And you can see black is just crashing through. But we can now drop the queen back to d1, kicking out the rook, and play h5. But queen takes d5, hits the rook, rook drops to d3, and now queen c6. Bishop d2. White's going to fight. They're going to try. Like, there's not much you can do, but that white rook is close to being trapped, and you are running out of problems. You are running into problems. You're running out of solutions and answers to all the questions, and now we're just getting pinned, and now everything is just getting pinned to everything. Eventually, I mean, white almost gets off the hook here. Bishop e5 is a bad move. The best move here for black to keep advantage is rook b5. Go win this pawn. You're up 2 points of material. Go be up 3. But bishop e5 check gets played, and now we get f4, which gives Caleb some hope. And now, very interesting move, queen b5, and now white's winning. White is winning. Why is white winning? Because you can play f takes e5. And even though you can get the bishop here, which forks 2 of your pieces, you've got queen c8. And now it is mate on the board. King f7. Check. Which is not good. The way to continue the mating here is queen c7. Queen c7. King e8. And e6. Now setting up various checkmating threats. That's the way to do it, but we get e6 check first. King jumps forward, now we give a check. Now you're forced to take the pawn, and now I jump the knight in. King e5 loses. It was a time scramble. We give check, we come back. Checkmate. And this was Caleb's best win. Sorry, I'm rubbing my nose. It became itchy. And this was Caleb's best win. These are 3 games where he beat GMs, and he is South Africa's newest international master, and hopefully soon, newest grandmaster. We've been a long time without one. We now have him. He's just 14. He's still in high school. So maybe by the time he finishes high school, he'll be a grandmaster, South Africa's grandmaster.